Hello, everyone. I am going to review Ridley Scott's Napoleon. I saw it 3 weeks ago at the IMAX theater, and leading up to it, I heard a lot of bad reviews. Some good ones, but in general, I also heard that French people didn't really appreciate the movie. But I don't really know that much. But ironically, I was sitting next to two French people, like a elderly French couple, and I they were criticizing the movie out loud, and it was a pretty good insight on just how people feel about the movie, because I kind of do that as well. When I go to the theater, I kind of look around to see how people are whether they look bored or engaged, or they're not really paying attention. It just gives me a better idea of just how well good of a job the director did. Um, and in this case, I think that Ridley Scott did a pretty good job. It's not the best Napoleon movie, obviously. I don't know if people were having that expectation, but Joaquin Phoenix is in it, and a lot of really good actors are in this too, character actors and just people that you see all in around. Josephine's played by Vanessa Kirby, and people really praised her, but I don't know. Like, I'm not saying she did a bad job, but I'm not like, I don't really see that as like a Oscar winning performance, but I thought it was pretty good. I just didn't really feel the praise that I was hearing about her performance, and Joaquin Phoenix didn't even really try to act like Napoleon, and that he pretty much lets you know in the beginning of the scene by the way he's talking. But the way that the movie starts is right in the French Revolution, like right in the middle of it. Marie Antoinette gets executed, and Napoleon's looking for a promotion, and then Maximilien Robespierre gets killed 2 years later. It just kind of like it just breezes through, and it's very engaging. The sequences that he shoots following the execution of Marie Antoinette, and especially Maximilien Robespierre, that was awesome. Like, I just liked all of that. And then the battle scene in the very beginning, a fucking horse takes a fucking cannon to the chest. That was so awesome. And everything around it, like whenever the battle scenes happen, that's when the movie's at its best. When it starts to have character development, that's where the movie kind of falls a little bit out of like my interest, to be honest. But it's not that it's bad. It's just that it's it's not really as engaging as it probably is trying to be. But the the more I think about this movie, the more I feel that Ridley Scott didn't really try to make an extremely historically accurate movie about Napoleon Bonaparte. His mission was pretty much, he wanted to make a Napoleon movie with very engaging battle scenes. He wanted to make it entertaining. He wanted to make it a little bit funny, and he didn't really try to criticize the guy that much. Like, people are writing articles about, oh, Napoleon's just this cuck loser, and it's like, no, Ridley put it in the movie, like the complexities of what he was going through. You know, he was going through a very turmoil relationship while conquering the world, you know, or having the to conquering the world. And that's an interesting story to put on film into that perspective. And Ridley Scott did it, you know, and it still doesn't equate to the best Napoleon movie ever made, obviously. I think that still goes to Abel Gantz's Napoleon in 1927. That movie's 5 hours long, and I don't think I'm ever gonna review that because I still haven't finished it. Because what the fuck, you know? I'm not built for that time yet. Even though like I could do like an hour and a half each viewing, I feel like I need more time to kind of process that movie, and maybe one of these days I'll do it. But as far as what I've seen from that film, it is fucking beautifully shot. Even though it's old as it is, it's nearly 100 years old. It's still kind of it still feels very fresh, like watching it. And that director really did care about, you know, portraying Napoleon's life in a very poetic and beautiful way. Where in this movie, it's more like, it's not about the poeticism or the complexities of Napoleon's life. More, it's just about the intricacies of his ways and his relationship with his wife, and how that affected everything else around it. His priorities, where his priorities were met, I feel like it's just kind of like, it's not a jumbled mess, but there are pieces missing. It feels like this movie, even though it's 2 hours long, and I remember seeing in my runtime on my app, it said it was 3 hours, but I go there, it's 2.5. I felt like it should actually have been longer because I feel there was a lot of scenes cut out that could have put more sense into what was happening in the film. So yeah, like the pluses is that the battle scenes are very engaging. The performances are pretty well done. Even though Joaquin Phoenix doesn't really do a French accent, and really not a lot of people, like barely any people in this movie, do anything that resembles a French accent. It's still entertaining. I feel that if you can't get out of the way of this movie not being French in any way, that's gonna kill you. Then I guess don't watch it. But if you can kind of, I don't know, like let that go and just lose yourself into the movie and just enjoy it for what it is, then I think you'll have a good time, especially if you're the type of viewer that's just like, I just like Joaquin Phoenix. I just like this actor. I just like this type of movie. Then there ain't no shame in it liking this type of shit. You know what I mean? If you want to know more about Napoleon Bonaparte, read a fucking book, watch a documentary on YouTube or whatever the fuck you want to do. You'll have way more substance in learning about Napoleon Bonaparte doing that for free, watching a documentary, rather than paying $8 to watch this movie. But if you want to watch a movie with really cool battle scenes and a well done effort from Ridley Scott, I'd say go watch this, man. There ain't nothing wrong with it. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. I'm so sorry if this video isn't really substantial, but that's pretty much what it is. What did you guys think about this video? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know in the comments below. Give a like, subscribe. Love you guys.